Hey guys, welcome in. And today, we are going to be doing something I haven't done for quite some time. As a deck prep video. What deck videos, what mods are going to be good for this current coming up for fighting psychic gym. And the reason why I haven't done one previously is because K-Dub has been doing some pretty good ones and pretty in depth, and has a great. So I always think, well, for myself, I'm probably a very experienced player, and I just think, oh, everybody will know this, everybody will know this. But often, people don't think about the things that sometimes we do. So, I have been asked to do a deck prep video, and so I'm going to give that to you guys. So, first of all, I'm going to look at the fighting, the psychic ones, and I'll give you guys my thoughts on who is going to be the best, and then we will go on and show you the deck that I have made, and then I'll show you a few other counters that you can throw into it for most gyms. So let's start with these fighting types. So what we have here, all the fighting types are getting the +1 MP. So these will be, well, the 1 and 2 MP mons will get the +1. So from the top, mons that could potentially have great is Hariyama. I've got a level 9 one of these. All that misses down, that has nearly got a half a wheel of push away. That can be 3 MP, pressure on the goal. It's kind of like a typhoon-y / effect. Giant purple, push away on the goal, could be good. Heavy slam for knocking out other 3 MP mons. He could be super low-key good. It's just his push slap. Push slap and a little bit of miss at level 9 or 10. So he'll have, what, 28 at level 9. Which my one does. 28 slices of that you don't want. So it's going to be just over 1/4 of the percent of the time. That may not be nice, but you'll be getting a similar thing with Virizion, except Virizion will be having what do we say? 100 at least, rather than a 60. So I think he low-key is going to be the super low-key mon of this gym. And he's going to be super cheap to invest in. He will only take a few Carmelites, because he's uncommon, to level up, to invest in him. He'll be an amazing runner. And you could potentially run him from a Makuhita, so I think he'll be a little bit harder. Similar thing with the Fake Out, except that Fake Out is so much smaller. Better 3-star, but so much smaller. And maybe you can try and go for an Evo, so you got that 3-star Hariyama. But I think some decks you might struggle against a little bit. But also, as a 3, you could run this in a fighting rush deck, and you can potentially use him as impact charge, a big white impact charge, for just benching opponents' mons. So you cap the entries, and then you just run this into things, either swap places with it, or you bench them, and just get them off the field if you've already capped the entries. So, just a little hint for some of you guys, that could be low-key good as well. So those are my picks out of the uncommons. I think none of the other uncommons are going to be that particularly great. Potentially Stuffle has a similar thing, except in gyms, since he is not going to get any psychic types that you go up against, even though this guy's cuts in half the opponent's damage, they're going to have to be doing anything over 80. Anything over 80 is just going to demolish them. Maybe they might get sent to the bench with weighted arms, but you're probably still going to get knocked out. And things are going to be doing over 140 if you're hitting at 70. So, not that fast. What I'm going to else look for, 1 second, my boy is having a little cry. Alright, we're back. And my boy just got a cut on his hand, something on the trampoline. He was with his auntie though, so, alright. So, we've got Heracross here. Heracross could be an interesting one. It's one of those ones that you can have a lot of. I think they have potential, but it does have a lot of miss and a 60. Don't really want it, but Overhead Toss has a little bit of interesting gameplay around it. Just as a 3 MP mon, be able to rush up and maybe be able to throw something around, could be kind of cool. Machamp is only good if confused or got a status. So I don't think he's going to be much use. He'll do 50 extra damage, but 50 extra damage isn't much when the psychic types are already going to be getting +20. Pangoro, I probably wouldn't bother. That purple is so small. It's got a good purple. It switches, But, and Ice Punch, that's just over 50% of his wheel. Those are the only ones you'll be really wanting to roll. Poliwrath is a very good mon at 3 MP, just a confuser. If you want to roll a deck that is more battle orientated rather than rush, Poliwrath is a good option, and then you can confuse things, because a lot of things will not be as good confused, and if you can status like Combustions, Blazerkins, Lucarios, all these things that will be in the gym, then you will, well, Combustions maybe not, because they'll probably evo off when you attack, maybe 50-50, but the Blazers, the Lucarios, all these other things, the Verizians, the Terrakians, and all of them, even the Psychic Mons, Lunalas that you're going to be seeing, all these other things, Mewtwo's, yeah, it's always a good option to have a Confuser. So Combustion as a 3MP is going to be amazing. If you have one leveled up to level 9 or 10, a big Cyclone Kick, or even a big Weak Spot Kick, to give that weight for, super underrated. Good Rush, good, maybe get an Evo Blaze, nasty. Toxicroak, I don't think he'll see much use. Cross Chop, fairly unreliable. Poison Jab, I don't think you're going to be using that much poison in this gym. You might be able to make like an interesting poison fighting, but I don't think it's going to be that meta. Keldeo, if you have Resolute form, I think they're both 3MP, they're not really getting any buff. They are good just because you get a second life, but not that great. Chestnut, his purple is great, his white and mist are not. So I don't think he's going to get sent use, but if you have one, make use of him if that's all you've got. Lucarios are like one of the best mons in the game at the moment, and if you have the Mega, like I'm so lucky enough to have pulled, but at 3MP, just going to be even better. You're not going to be able to get knocked out by golds, going to be able to rush opponents. It's going to be good. And Infernape, a 3MP drive kick at 120 could potentially be nice, and if you can X-speed it so it's a gold drive kick, potentially has nice. It's super unreliable, its wheel though, that's why it doesn't see any use, but you could have some fun with it if you just wanted to have some fun. Blaziken, always great. At level 9 or 10 with giant Cyclone Kick, Evo level 4 and purple, super good, and having a 130 140 evolved versus the buff 20 damage Psychic Mons will actually be able to stand up to some of them, and a Mega Blaze, super good for that secret little move under. People get fooled by that all the time. I don't think Cobalion will be that great in this gym. 3MP, yeah, but there's not that much gold attackers in fighting and psychic types. People might slip them in there, but I don't think he's going to see as much use. Terrakion, and same with Terrakion, there's not much that blue heavy mons in psychic and fighting unless people are running Ultra Beast, which Famosa is a fighting type, so they might run silly Famosas as a 3MP easy, get one banished off, always have a 3 or 4 MP mon. That can be nasty. But we'll get to that when we see them. Glade, he is going to be the best mon of this gym, I think. Getting both buffs, he's as psychic and fighting. He's going to be doing 160, 110, and that 110 gets doubled versus other fighting types. So he's going to be doing 220 versus psychic types, 220 and 160. He's going to demolish other fighting, sorry, not psychic, and doing 210 versus psychic was not great, but the 160 and teleport will be good. I was using him the other day, and the good thing is that their 110 will still be good against Lunalas, because he cancels Lunala's abilities and things like that, so he's going to see a whole lot of use. Super good mon. I'm using him in mind if that gives any other way. And Evo Beware, or maybe not even Evo, half the damage, 60, 120 is going to be easily taken over. Maybe use him for that wave arms, but a little bit, he's not as good unless if he's getting a damage buff, then he's good. If he's just getting MP buff, okay. Marshadow, no buffs for him, he's 3 MP. He's still going to be good just because he can move through things, but you may as well... I skipped over Verizian. How would I do this? You may as well run Verizian as a better Marshadow. You got that Typhoon slash threat, the Grass Knot threat for anyone who's out damaging you, like doing 120s. Always good in gyms. Grass Knots, Typhoon Slash. People are going to be running 2, 3 of them. I'm running 2. So that's going to be nasty. Mega Blaze definitely gonna be walking under things, burning things, and gonna be super dangerous. If I had a Mega Glade, man, these things at 3 MP, being able to run around with range 2. I made a video on how good these things are maybe a week or so ago, so if you haven't seen it, check it out. Mewtwo X will be amazing because he's going to get both the buffs. So he's going to, if you have Mewtwo X, he could be low-key good. He's going to be a 3 MP like Mewtwo Y, but he's going to be far better because he's going to get the damage buff. He's going to be a 140, and then he's going to have the 3-star, and he's going to be a 3 MP. Man, that's going to be dangerous. The threats on goal are going to be real, and that's going to be dangerous. That is going to be dangerous. And he can't be knocked out, so he just goes back to the bench. So you're just going to be able to keep pumping him through. Like, there's so much potential. And as I was saying before, Farmos is going to be 3 MP, 1 mon on the Ultra Space. So if you banish something with Celia, bring it back with Core Signal, he's still going to be a 4 MP mon. So he's going to be an easy 4 MP all the time. With a big blue Core Signal, he's going to be good. And Mega Lucario is just going to be good because he's Mega Lucario and Keldeo. Both don't get any buffs, but it's worth running the Megas if you have them. So definitely Mega Glade, if you have it, Mega Glade, Mega Mewtwo, I think they're going to be the outstanders, and Virizion. Those are going to be the best ones. Blaze is Blaze. Going to be rolling Jet Kicks when you don't want it, but it's also going to be rolling Purples sometimes when you do want it. And that's going to be amazing. So it's a fairly risky wheel, but it can be OP good when you need it. And Farmosa, there's potentially going to be some Ultra Beasts running around. So, with that being said, let's jump over to the Psychic types. I think those are going to be great mons to run. So if you have any of those, have any ideas for decks with that, put them together. Psychic types. What is going to be... I wouldn't bother with any of these commons, uncommons. Really, to get a damage buff, they're still not going to be great. You're not really being helped anywhere by the 20 extra damage, all up until, say, maybe you could run a Mr. Mime, but Mr. Mime is still only going to be doing 70 damage, which is no real difference, but just to stop the movement. But you're not running him because he's got a damage buff, you're just running him to stop movement, so you might as well run something else like Krillia, or, yeah, Krillia, and then maybe Evo Blaze, or Evo into Gardevoir. Maybe you could do a pseudo Steel Psychic with Matangs. They'll be doing 110 and at least be able to beat some of the fighting types. And then you can throw like Solgaleo in there. He could be pretty good. That could be interesting. These Behemoths, these could be interesting as well. Having a 130 is a lot better than having a 110. And versus if you're coming up against a fighting type deck, having the takeaways and a 130, they could do some damage. But still the purple one is better, and having it at a 90 rather than a 70 is so much nicer. And you could even run it as an Evo as a 140 if you want it. But I think takeaway is just going to be good. The 70 to 90 is not going to change much, but it does make it, it's just a nice change if you do want to use them. Maybe if you have some of the Behemoths as well. Reunitless. I ran Reunitless in the last Psychic Gym just for the fun of it. Having a Brain Link at 70 and a 140, the Brain Link is doubled if you've got another Reunitless within 2 steps. That means it's going to have 140, 140. That can cause trouble with being able to respin with the amount of Reunitless you have on the field. So you can potentially get 2-3 respins. They can be good. They can low-key be super, super good. Maybe do a video on them. I am not sure, but I haven't even got one of these. I haven't even looked at it. 120 is going to have with a buff, and it's going to be 2 MP. So 120 Tailwind, maybe get a 3 MP Whirlwind, or that's okay. It's an okay mon if you have it. I don't think Metagross will get much love. It's still going to be a 1 MP, 120, 170. Could be good. Lugia though, a 140 with a 4-star Cyclone is going to be able to demolish Blaze and all those other things without actually being able to out-damage it. That will be good. And especially if you got it leveled up, so it's like level 10, super good 3-star, 4-star purple, and a 140, could potentially devastate some people. Mewtwo, if you have the Megas, is going to be so good. The 100, a 120 is going to double respin into a 170. That is going to be good. And just the pressure of having the pushing or the jumping with his blue. The pushing things off goal or jumping around. Mew, having a 50 and a 70 is not going to have much help, I don't think. It's still going to get... Maybe people won't be running... People may not be running Marshadows because it's if they've got a Virizion. But so maybe it might be more useful as a 50, and then have a gold attacker, be one of the only gold attackers in the gym, and be able to defend against all the super high damage. It will still be good. So that's there. Gardevoir, 160 and a 120. And if you run it as Evo, it's a 170, 130. And then if you have the Mega as well, whew, it will be nasty. Super high damage. Good mons, definitely worth having. Now the Dios. Dio A, for the people who invested in the Dios way back, that have a 10-10, this could be really good. The 150, 160 respin if it's a level 10. See level 10, level 10. Sorry about your ears. I'm just getting interrupted all the time during this video. I don't normally make my videos at this time as well. I've got my sister down visiting at the moment, so she's having some time with the boys. So I thought, since I've got some time, I wouldn't have been able to get this deep prep video done otherwise. So the normal time I make a video, I was doing other things with my sister. So hey, but a 160 respinner could potentially cause some trouble, and definitely could be good. Now, these Latios, and if you have their Megas, running them as a 170, 140, 110, they're going to be so good, especially with their Mega getting more buffs on top. Oh, potentially having 2 of them on the field as well. 3MP Mega Latios Rush super damage is going to be nasty, absolutely nasty. Delphox, maybe I have to make room for Delphox in my deck. Having it as a 100 and a 160. Should I run Delphox? I don't have it in my deck, but maybe I should run it. You guys know why I love Delphox. If anybody does not know why I love Delphox, and this is the first time you're watching my videos, in the last week, in the last month, I've made a handful of videos about Delphox and why I love Delphox. Delphox and thumbnails, check them out. Delphox is amazing. I love her. Getting plates back, pushing things around the board, can be game changing. Malamar getting a 90 plus 50 is not going to be changed. Maybe Mass Hypnosis might be useful now that people will not be running Cocos. You might be able to get a few things just all asleep. And, oh man, especially like Latios, if people are running like triple Latios or Dios or anything like that, maybe you could potentially get some good sleeping going on. And I don't think Cocos will be that prevalent. So, especially now that there's a Marshadow. But maybe you can make it work. Leos, Solga Leos will be important, I think. Having a 120 and a 140 is good. The best things you're going to have is that Sun Steel Strike, just sending things to PC, and also being able to have this on the go. This cannot be moved by things like Virizion, by things like that Slap Pusher that I was talking about, Hariyama, that I was talking about earlier. Tapu Lele isn't going to be effective. It's going to have, 119? Yeah, it's okay. If you're running other Psychic types, it could be pretty good. It could be pretty good, having the extra stars. And the extra damage is kind of nice. So Lunala is going to, if you got a C level 10 70, there's 70 damage, it's going to be a 90. That means it's going to half anything that's 180 damage. It's going to half anything under 180 damage is going to lose to Lunala. That's how good it's going to be, unless you're running Glade, because Glade is OP boss man. But Moongeist Beam is always good, and Lunala is good. Then the movability you can have with her. So Glade, yet again, he's going to be able to nullify the effects of like Lunala, so it won't be at a half his damage. He's going to be so good. He's going to be so good. And his Mega is getting both the buffs as well, so he's going to be doing, what, 120, 150, that's going to be 140, 170. Oh, so good. And he can have range attacks so he can't die anyway. Nasty. Mega Gardevoir having a 180. 180 will be nice, and being able to use that blue to banish things. It could be fun if you want it. Mega Mewtwo Y. If you're running Mewtwo, this is going to be really good. Having, so he's going to get the 70 damage on that Hypersonic. So he's going to be 70 plus his 20 was going to be a 90. A 90 Hypersonic Gold. And he can't be knocked out anything. So he can only get knocked out if someone has something between 90 and 100, which is not going to be not many of, unless people are running a Zoroark that's not chain level 10. This thing's going to be surviving. And Psystrike is just going to be, 130, 150. That'll be able to do damage. So, low-key, Mewtwo Y could be good. Mewtwo X, I've already talked about Mewtwo X and Mega Glade having the both damages, so he's going to be 3 MP just like Mewtwo Y. 3 MP, be able to push things off goal with that Psychic Shove, a 3-star, and be doing a 160. And can't get knocked out as well. He can't get knocked out, he can't be moved. So these could be good ones against like Lunalas and Leos and all those other ones that I was mentioning about getting sent to the bench. They won't be able to get moved. And then the Mega Latias, just super high damage. The 3 MP super high damage is going to be nuts. And they may be hard to kill. So if you have them, use them. There we go. Those are all the Psychic and Fighting types. Now I'm going to go jump into my deck. And now that I've even looked over the Mons, I may change mine up a little bit. So right here is my Fighting deck. It's a little bit of a Fighting rush. Using the Mighty Sphere to kind of get some surrounds, take some Mons for me, get the advantage that way, because I may not be able to out-damage some of the Psychic Mons, but I can out-strategize. That's what I'm good at. So using those Virizions to do that, I've got this one leveled up with the Grass Knot. I did that on my stream last night, so the Grass Knot's big, so I'll be able to just get rid of any of those heavy attackers. And then I've got this one leveled up for the Typhoon Slash. So I've got a bigger Typhoon Slash here. So I'll be able to use them both for a similar reason. Attacking into hard hitters will be fairly good. And Blaze for just being Blaze. If I had the Mega Blaze, I'll definitely run it. But maybe I might consider dropping this for like Delphox. Delphox or a Leo, so I don't have to worry about the Virizions. But then Virizion Grass Knot can knock out a Leo now. So, interesting thoughts. I ran this on my stream last night. If you missed it, I had a few games in League first, and I had some in the Orbit Hall using this deck. So if any of you guys want to see how this ran, check out my stream. Jump in about 15-20 minutes until you see me using this deck, and see how it goes. But the reasons, the plates I've got max revive just so I can get things back if I've got my opponent's Mons and my PC. Counter attack for that Virizion, be able to get 4 MP move places, because I know people are going to be rushing. People are always going to be rushing. Long throw just so I can get something out, and then swap spot so I can also get a sneaky 3 MP to goal that couldn't get there with Virizion earlier, because people just don't see that coming. And I love that. Those are the kind of strategical put things where you need to set awkward things up for your opponent. What I'm running, and then the two Glades, 2 Virizions, just because I think Glades will be just demolishing other fighting decks, and to be able to go up against Lunalas and not worry is going to be pretty good. So that's one of my picks. I've got Lucario in there just because he's going to be difficult to get rid of, and I've got his Mega. If I had Mega Blaze, I would do. Maybe I'll swap like a Delphox in there for Blaze. Maybe. Unsure about that, because Blaze did do the work for me. She really did do the work for me. So that's my thoughts on this gym. Some other Mons, let's just get into this. Some other Mons that will be good, that are just always good to run. Zoroark. Always super high damage in gyms. Zoroark will be able to just knock out those super high damages. So people can run them, especially if you're running a rush. I could slip a Zoroark in there for Blaze. Yeah, that could be pretty good. Other Mons that will be good, that I haven't mentioned, I've already mentioned some of these the Psychic and Fighting types. I'll just skip over them quickly. Zapdos. Zapdos is going to be low-key good against all the Virizion Rush, because Virizion can't move over flying types. And maybe Sloofy? I think, whatever that one is that I wasn't unsure about, that rare psychic mon with the whirlwind and the tailwind, could be low key good as well, because you can block the Verizians off. You're gonna want things to block, in the gym. So, and having a gold can be a rarity some people won't be prepared for. And that's kind of why I've got Blazing as well, because sometimes you just want that gold or the 3-star purple. Delphox. Maybe I'll throw Delphox. So I've got that position. Maybe I'll throw that Delphox in there. Having a 100, a 160, and my 2-star, being able to get plates back, could be potentially OP. But I think those are always going to be good picks. And the only other thing is Vibravas. Vibravas for slowing things down, just to slow the rush. If you can slow someone that's only there for the rush, you can often just put them off their main game, get all your mons out, you're set up, you got a stronger team, and then you can overpower them. So that can potentially be good. If in my stream last night, I went up against Gary, and Gary was running Zapdos and Vibrava on that chance, and he did super well. He actually beat me too. So definitely good mons. I think actually, like, even mons like Vibrava and Zapdos, they are very underrated, but can still have their uses, especially in gyms and things like that. So, and then the other things that you could slip in, you're gonna want to have some kind of blue protection against the Ultra Beasts, or be able to have some way of dealing with them. And Ultra Beast Celestelia, because he's a flying type, can potentially block Verizian, so you could long throw it out in front of Verizian. Please don't run Ultra Beast. It's gonna be good, but please don't run it. Maybe I'll have to put something in there for them. And who else? Things like Bronzor. Bronzor can always cause a little bit of trouble. Just that big 3 MP knocking out. Where are we? Here's my Bronzor. So this one here. So that big heavy slam. So all of that heavy slam and confuse can be good. It's just that 171 is that you're going to be knocking out 3 MP or higher, or you're going to be confusing them. You just don't really want to be hitting that 71, which is going to be happening about a quarter of the time, which is not nice. I don't like that about it, hitting it 1/4 of the time, every 4 rolls potentially. That's why I don't run them, but they can be good and they can be super trouble against, especially Gym Rush. So I hope that helped. I hope you guys have enjoyed this deck prep. Do you guys want me to do more deck prep videos? If you do, I can definitely do them more in the future. I just kind of went away from them because I felt I was always saying the same information all the time. But if you guys want to hear it, you want to hear my thoughts, if you like my thoughts on these mons, then let me know in the comments below. It helps a lot, and it helps me know what you guys like to see. So thank you for watching, and we'll see you all soon. And by the way, one last note. In my live stream last night, I have been mentioning challenges and things like that. I will be making a challenge video coming soon, and it will be to include all of you guys, and I want your help. So stay tuned for that. I'm not going away from it. I want to do my 1000k subs challenges, and I'm looking for, like, it actually makes me happy to think about that. So I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait to working with some of you guys, and so it is coming. I just made this, and I'll probably make one for the gym as well when the gym is released. So, but I am putting some of these decks in the videos. I want to start making potentially 2 to 3 videos a day. When I have done that in the past, often the views on those videos will go low, and I don't really like. It's a little bit discouraging when that happens, because you're making all this effort to make the videos, and sometimes people just don't see it because they check into their YouTube and say, "Oh, here's one new video." So if I do more videos, then more than one a day, do you guys want to see more than one video a day? If they're around about 10 minutes or 12 minutes or whatnot. Let me know what you guys want to see. Would you actually check back and watch a couple videos? I'd love to hear from you guys, and I'll definitely let you guys know when I am doing it. So anyway, on that note, I just thought I'd put that on there at the end so you guys know, and a little bit of keeping you guys up to date with what's happening with me and my channel. So thank you all yet again, and we'll be back soon with some gym videos and some challenges, and looking forward to doing all that. So we'll see you all soon this time again. See you guys. Have good luck at the gym.